All right, let's talk about the NISSEN Fundoplication and the LINX, and a little bit of the TIF, the one where they go with endoscopy and they clip you around. All right, so let's talk about the TIF first. The TIF, they go with endoscopy and they pull up the stomach and they clip it with like clamps, and it's through the endoscopy, so they need to cut you. Unless you have a hiatal hernia that's big enough, they have to go through, laparoscopically. But since I lift and I want to like continue lifting and training hard, I've read about experiences that those staples they pop out, they pop off. So I'm not putting that much, faith in that procedure until there's more information about it. So the LINX and the NISSEN. The NISSEN Fundoplication, as you guys know, because you've probably done your research already, the lower esophageal sphincter is all messed up, all flabby. So here's the esophagus, this is sphincter all messed up, right, letting everything in. So they fix the hernia or whatever. So they fix the sphincter all messed up. So they take the stomach and pull it up and they wrap it around the esophagus, right, creating like a valve itself. So the toupee is 270 degrees wrap. So they leave a little bit so you can burp and throw up, right? But it's not that tight. So there's a little bit of acid that comes out. So you end up like still needing PPIs maybe, so it's not 100%, right? So that's not the point. The point is to get off the medicine and be normal. So the most common one is 360 degrees, go all around, and it's tight and it works, right? It's been like for like 50, 60 years, a bunch of time. It's called the gold standard because it works and it's been around for a long time. It's very documented. The bad thing is that when it's like all around tight, right, it doesn't let you like burp correctly and you can't like just throw up. So I've been reading a lot of experiences about people that, man, they just can't, like to burp, it's just weird. And they can't burp for a long time, but when they do, it's just kind of weird. And in throwing up, it's like scared of it. Throwing up is just a mess. You can't do it. That looks pretty bad. I mean, gerd is bad, but can't be worse than that, but still, right? So you want to be as normal as you can. Also, working out after the NISSEN Fundoplication, there's a lot of experience with guys that, man, strongman competition, they get strongman, they go and train and they go back to training all out. I was reading about, my dog's going crazy. I was reading about bodybuilders at the national stage, and he's like a middle-aged one, but he's like all muscle, and he got the NISSEN done, and he didn't train for like 6 months and stuff, but he returned to the competition and actually went up a weight class. So that means that he was lifting heavier than before and eating more protein than before, and won his championship. So, and it's doable. And I've talked to guys, for example, that are like on the strongman competition stage, and they told me that, yeah, they return, man, my dogs are going to play. They return to training normally, and they live their normal life, they're lifting heavy again, but they took a while to come back. Stop. They took a while to come back. So anyhow, what are the pros and cons against the NISSEN? Come on, doggy, stop fighting me. Anyway. So the pros and cons against the NISSEN. The problem with the NISSEN is that the burping and the throwing up, because I got my notes right here about it. Because I'm not a doctor, obviously. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I've done my research and I got it right here. So there's a chance that the wrap with the stomach is going to like unravel in time. I mean, gravity and it's gonna unravel in time. Even though I asked that to the surgeon, I asked him, hey, I've read horror stories that it doesn't last like from 5 years to 10 years if you're lucky. He's like, no, I mean, he said there's people from the 1980s that have done it that I know, and it still works. It still works. They're perfect, right? It's not like that. But yeah, there could be a chance, I mean, it's nothing certain, right? Nothing certain. So there's a chance on that. And the bad part is that once they do the fundoplication, it's permanent, right? is permanent, so you're already wrapped up. I mean, of course you can tighten it and fix it up. If it unravels, you can fix it. But still, you're messing with your innards. You know? Hey, doggy. You're messing with your innards. So it's like your stomach, you're wrapping it. So I looked at the LINX. Lady, that's Lady Crumb singing for us. Come on, lady. No, stop. I'm talking here. So anyway, so with the LINX, okay, there's a lot of scares about it. I've read like horror stories, and more than horror stories, people like commenting on the internet. Hey, lady, I already see you. All right. People commenting on the internet about like unfounded fears. Right? The unfounded fears. The thing is that before the LINX is this these beads of rare earth metals that are magnetized, and believe it or not, these rare earth metals, they lose like their potency is like less than 1% of their magnetized power a year. So it lasts forever, right? It lasts forever magnetized. It's not like a normal magnet, you know, that you're rubbing two pieces together and no. So it lasts forever. And it's like this string of beads, and it like closes and opens. You see the esophagus, they put it here, and when you swallow, it opens and closes. You see, with your each gulp of food you take, you swallow. So before the LINX, there was another thing, I forgot how it's called, but it was just a band like this, right? And it failed. It was bad. That was like the prototype of the LINX, and it was bad. And yes, it caused migration. It means like it moved. It caused like erosion. It like cut around the esophagus. It was pretty messy. But again, it was like the primitive LINX, right? With the LINX that they have now, first of all, people are worried about like the MRIs. If you go to an MRI, is it gonna just pull out, you know, out of your esophagus and rip it out and just gush blood everywhere? No. So you go to the MRI, and if it's over 1.5 Tesla power, the MRI, which the usual things they're below that, then your LINX will become demagnetized, which will stop working. It will just stop working. It's not gonna rip it, right? Now, if you go above 1.5 Tesla, well, good luck. But 1.5 Tesla, that's like the limit. So you can have MRIs. What else? Another scare there is, another worry is that it can cause erosion, like the old prototype. You know, it can cause like erosion, wrap around your esophagus and like cut it and stuff. No, the erosion chance of the LINX is 0.3%. 0.3%. So I think in cancer for Barrett's it's 0.5%. So you know, migration means like the LINX is right there and can move around, you know, mess up. So the migration is 0.4%. So it's not gonna move, right? You have to be like mega unlucky, yeah. And you can get it removed. Okay. So if for example in like 5 years there's a new type of technology that comes out and you're like, man, that's it, man. They clone your esophagus. I don't know, man. You know, they do whatever. Something that comes along the line. You can get it taken out. No questions asked. I mean, they just come in, you know, they remove it safely. They come in, they look at a keyhole surgery, they pull it out, take it out, you're tip top, and you do your new surgery. I mean, you can do fundoplication if you want, you know, if that's what's better down the line. But the thing is that they don't rearrange your stomach and esophagus, so it's not so invasive, right? And you can take it out. What else? Let me see. There's a minimal disruption to the anatomy. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, and you can actually throw up and burp normally. Okay. It's like what really sold me on the LINX is I was looking at the pros and cons video. And the one that was on the side of the LINX said, okay, you know, take a bottle of Coke, you know, Coca-Cola, and try chugging it after a fundoplication. You can, it would be a mess. You'd be like bloated because you cannot come up, so it has to go somewhere else. So you'll be like pregnant with gas, you know, suffering. Try that, but with the LINX, you can chug your Coca-Cola and like, you know, start singing the ABCs if you want. So yeah, that sold me on it. No more PPIs. He says like 90% of people are not on PPIs anymore after the LINX. Tip top, man. That's about the same with the fundoplication. So the fundoplication works. I mean, if the manometry test comes out and I can't do the LINX, I'll just shoot for the fundoplication. I'm doing something to stop this horrible feeling. Yeah. So that's that. Is it a worry for the complications and unfounded? Yeah. No, I think the LINX is the way to go. The LINX is the way to go, and don't just hang around mega huge electromagnets. I mean, no brainer. And also, the recuperation is faster with the LINX. Oh man, that's my belt. The recuperation is faster with the LINX. With fundoplication, you have to be in a liquid diet for like weeks in a liquid diet. Because it has to heal, all the stomach that's been pulled and wrapped and all that, it still has to heal. So man, you're on a liquid diet and you have to like recuperate and wait for that to heal before you like lift and stuff. But with the LINX, you can start like eating soft foods right off the bat. And not only that, but they tell you to eat like every like hour. So like soft food or like, swallow. So the actual LINX device, forms like a scar tissue and like adjusts well and it expands and starts like, you break it in. It's like, like a new pair of shoes. You need to break it in. So you have to do that at first. And about working out, I asked my doctor, I watched the videos of a guy that does a strongman contest, and that guy, man, really gave me a lot of hope because I thought my career was over with this after an operation. Because most people, they tell you that, they tell you, man, you're done, you cannot work out anymore, you cannot lift more than 50 pounds, for life. They tell you that on the internet. You're like, no, man, my life is ruined, dude. My career is over. What am I gonna do? But no, that's not true. That's not true at all. This powerlifter guy or strongman competition guy has a channel. I'll link it in the description. I'll link his channel because he helped me a lot. He gave me like hope. And he like went like a year before he started training hard. But you see him like on his videos, he's like lifting heavy, like lifting huge like balls of like a rock or steel. I don't know what do they do. I mean, I lift that not even when I'll explode. I mean, the guy is amazing. He lifts like these huge freaking weights, and that's after his fundoplication. And if I did that one, even when I was normal, I would just break apart. My arms would fall off. I would like pop like 10 hernias. But like it's amazing. So yeah, that's what I want to get to. But he waited like almost like a year to get to that point. With I asked my doctor, like I even asked about the fundoplication. Check this out. I asked my doctor, how long would I be until I can like start lifting again at the gym? And I thought he was gonna say like a year, right? 6 weeks, he said. I was like, no, come on, 6 weeks. I even told him, I double checked him. I said, are you sure, man? Are you sure? 6 weeks? And he's like, yeah, 6 weeks. And I go, come on, I go. No, but he says you can't just go and start lifting 100 pounds right off the bat, right? Not that I lift 100 pounds anyway, but you have to lift 100 pounds. Go slowly and check it by pain, by pain and how much you can lift at first, and gradually go for it. And I said, oh, that's amazing. And I said, can I go back to fighting after the fundoplication? He said, I have my mind on the fundoplication, but the LINX is the same. It's faster even to recover. So can I go back to like, fighting? And he's like, yeah, you can go back to fighting. So can I do like, this is the ultimate. I go, can you go back to like doing sit-ups or crunches? Because I read that was no, cannot do it anymore. He's like, yeah, you can do it. I said, what? He's like, yeah, the whole point is to get you back to normal. And he sold me with this line. I bet he gives the line to everybody, right? What a charmer, right? He said, surgery is designed to fix you, not to treat you. I was like, holy crap, because that's what my gastroenterologist, my incompetent gastroenterologist was doing, just treating me with these freaking pills that in the long run, they gives you the horrible side effects, and no, they don't cure the problem, they don't fix the problem, they just mask it, and they give you other problems. So I was like, wow, that totally like fixed me. And it's like, yeah, I want to get fixed, but I want to get treated. I want to get fixed. I want to get this done. And also when I told him, you know, well, I have to like, if it fails, we'll have to do like another surgery. And I was just like, the whole point of surgery is for you not to have another surgery. You know, it's to like just fix yourself and get it done, man. Get it done. Yeah. I was like, yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want to be normal. I want to go back to lifting. I want to, you know, forget this ever happened. You know, and there's another thing. When you go to internet forums, remember that you're going to read all these horrible stories about people, you know, that, man, my surgery didn't work, or man, nothing works for me and I'm still messed up. But remember that the people that get fixed, they don't go back, right? It's the chronic people that are messed up all the time, that had like complications, the ones that stay, okay? And the newcomers, and that get scared by these people, okay? So be careful. And also there's a lot of liars, okay? Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Don't believe it. You know, there's a lot of liars. How do you know if they had the surgery or not? Okay, how do you know if that's the truth? How, you know, maybe they just get their, you know, they get their kicks scaring people. So don't believe everything you read on the internet, especially on forums, on web forums. You know, when they tell you that you cannot lift anymore, or you're screwed for life, you know, or the surgeries, their complications are like awful and there's no way back. I mean, there's always ways to fix it if it gets complicated, you know. But most people are happy with it. Most people, the success rate is very high, very, very high. You know, it's like over 90%, 95%. It's a huge, you know, success rate. And those people don't go back to the forums. They go on with their life. They're done. And you know, that's how it should be. Now, what I want to do, since this has taken so much energy out of my life, and this has left such an impact on me, and when I was at my worst, like today, like today that I had a huge reflux and I was dying, I felt like I was dying, you know, it helps to have someone telling you about their experience. So I'm going to continue documenting this, you know, a month, 2 months after the surgery. I'm going to document the surgery. I'm going to document like a year after, how I feel after my workouts, you know, how I feel. And I hope I'll be perfect, right? And yeah, a year from now, I'll be telling you, man, you know what, I don't even like think about it, you know. But I'll be updating you guys, because I know we all need this. We all need, you know, someone that is in our same situation talking to us. You know, because, you know, we're surrounded by people, but we do feel alone, because other people don't experience what we do. You know, we're like this. We know how it feels, and other people don't. And you know what? And they shouldn't. And they shouldn't feel this. I don't wish this on anybody, because this is such a nightmare. It's a hell ride. You know, so I'm glad that people around me don't know, and they have no clue. And when I tell them what I feel, and they look clueless, or they're like, you know, man, I'm so sorry for you feel this way, and they're clueless how bad it is, you know, I'm glad for them, because this is awful, and I don't want anybody to even understand what it feels like, because that's bad. But I know that if you're watching this and you search for this, you're probably in the same predicament, all right? You feel the same way. So let's keep going with this. I'm looking at the LINX, to do the LINX. So in time, when new technology comes out, it can be reversed and I can opt for something else. Or the LINX is great, and I just forget about it, you know, live my life. So I'm gonna keep updating, we're gonna keep in touch. And yeah, I'm gonna leave you with a clip right now from a couple doctors, right? Let me see. These couple doctors, these are not my doctors, okay? These guys are in Plano, Texas, okay? And these like really sold on me. This thing too, the LINX. I mean, what's the name of the guys? I'm gonna tell you the name of the doctors right now. Okay, it's Drs. David Smith and Dr. Thomas Voyer, all right? So I want you to listen to what they say. It's like 17 seconds, right? So check it out, all right, check it out.
You wake up after surgery realizing that you do not have reflux anymore and you do not need medicine anymore.
92% of the patients are off of all of their medications afterward.
So, you know, everybody that had reflux had a LINX, nobody would get esophageal cancer. It's a completely preventable disease.
For many of these patients, it's life-altering.
Did you get that part? Right? I'm gonna play it for you again. Check it out.
So, everybody that had reflux had LINX, nobody would get esophageal cancer. It's a completely preventable disease.
A completely preventable disease. How many people have died from esophageal cancer? And it's completely preventable, man. Imagine all those people, if they got their freaking LINX, they would have lived. They would have freaking lived. So, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Let's keep going with this. Good luck, guys.